Okay, so we are on Ayin Dalet, I think. Because the last one we did was Shalo Yikanis La Mikdash Velo Yored Batorah Shasu Yayin. So we're in Mikdash access stuff, or that's where we were. Or I guess, yeah, mitzvahs that had to do with the those who are Oved. Okay, so now we're at Ayin Hey. Ayin Dalet. Shalo Yavud Hazar B'Mikdash, so that a stranger, a non-Goyin should not serve in the Mikdash. Nemar V'Zar Lo Yikrav Aleichem. A stranger should not offer. What does that mean? Yikrav Aleichem should not offer for you on your behalf. It's weird lashon, right?
Yeah.
Aleichem
With an olive.
Yeah, with an olive. Let me just see how they translate it here. 74.
Wait, what are we? Ayin.
Yeah. They just translate it here. A common man shall not draw nigh, like will not draw near, but I guess they omit the aleichem. Yeah, I don't know what shot is there. All right. Ayin hey shelo yavod kohen tameh shenemar v'yinazaru mikashe b'nei Israel. So the kohen tameh should not. Oh, that's a good idea. You're gonna look it up?
Yeah.
All right. While you look it up there, I'm gonna look it up in the Unkelos.
Yeah.
See if
That's
our
what I was going to look it up.
what was that? 18:4, right? Yeah.
It's just easier to flip through this.
Levaschon. Yeah, it's just a straight translation. Does Rashi say?
And an alien shall not approach you.
So it's Yikrav like approach, not like Yikrav like offer, not like be makriv. Okay. Surprised me. Rashi say anything? Rashi says nothing. Let me look up two more places. Let me get Ibn Ezra and Rambam. Ibn Ezra says nothing, and Rambam says Aleichem. Zo ashara kolelas l'kol havodos l'miuchas l'kohanim. Okay, so this is a general prohibition regarding all the avodos that are ascribed to the kohanim. Ukvar bir b'sof zos parsha ha'onish v'hu amro lazara karev yumas. So, okay, I mean that's why I assume it was hakrava. Zos hamisa hi chenek l'fi mashin yispar shorosh meklam. No, doesn't say. Don't know what it is.
I think the aleichem is the kohanim.
Oh, that would make sense. Meaning like other people shouldn't approach the kohanim to do what they do.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it shouldn't come to Aaron.
Okay, good. That was the first place we should have looked, is the larger context.
Yeah.
Okay. Ayin hey shelo yavod kohen tameh. A kohen who's tameh should not do avoda. Shnemar v'yinazru mikache b'nei Israel. They shall.
Nazarite.
Yeah. What is the literal translation of Nazir? Separate?
Yeah. I think it says about Yosef also. He was like,
Yeah.
Nazir.
Nazir achav?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he was Mikabel Hilchos.
Oh, right.
That's why they always draw him with long hair. Separate themselves, yeah. Here's a ignorance moment here. What type of tuma is a kohen not allowed to have? Is it just zero tuma?
Yeah.
Do it? Okay.
I think.
All right, I'll just look at just to be sure. In the Sefer Mitzvos, it doesn't say, so okay, we'll assume that. All right, next is Ayin Vav Shlo Yavad Kohen Tvu Yom Ad Shiyarev Shimsho. So that means a kohen who he was tovel on that day.
Yeah.
Okay, and so until the day ends, until Shiyarev Shimsho, then he can't be Ovid.
Isn't he still Tameh?
Well, he is after. Well, he is, I think, Metaher, but he has the status of a Tvul Yom.
Okay.
It's like a status.
Fresh out of the bath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a whole Masechta of Mishneh that I'm sure you've
Shnemar v'lo yichalu shem Elokehem. As it says, you shall not desecrate the name of your God.
Weird.
I would not associate that with. If you gave me a list of all the Taryag and said pick the ones that you think are Chil Hashem.
Yeah, you have like the word bank of the,
yeah.
the pasuk bank.
That kind of makes me want to flag it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's flag it. Okay, next 77 is Shelo Yikanes Tameh La'azara. Someone who's Tameh may not enter the Azara. Shnemar v'lo yitamu es machanehem. They shall not impurify my camp, their camp. Zim Machane Shechina. That is the Machane Shechina. Ayin Ches. Shali Kanis Tami La Machane Levia. Shouldn't go there either. That's further in, right? Than the Azara? Or is that a different place? Is that true? Isn't... You want to look at...
Conecto Doros Harabias.
Conecto Doros Harabias. Oh, okay, yeah, so that's further out.
So the whole, okay.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Is there, I just do want to look at the map. I don't know, offhand we're finding that on the website, so we're just going to use the non-shedding Rambam. This is red chocolate.
What?
Red chocolate, I think.
Rose chocolate.
Okay,
Oh,
so...
that's super.
And the other thing also about this one is the binding doesn't fall off.
Amazing.
Yeah, and this was the earlier edition. Don't understand.
You're saying it's possible to make a binding that doesn't drop flecks of paint?
That's crazy.
Technology these days. This one, I don't see. I bet my fancy Rambam would have a good map, but I didn't bring the Sefer Avoda one. I'm not seeing this show up here, so I guess not.
Okay.
If only there were a giant book called the Mikdash.
Wow.
If you know, I don't know where to find it in there, but if you did,
I'll look at it.
yeah,
That
looks like it's promising.
Looks like something.
Do you want
Wow,
to
that
do
was fast,
the way that the context of this pasuk is?
Yeah.
It's totally about a different thing, I think. When the camp goes out against your enemies, you shall guard against anything evil. If there will be among you a man who will not be clean because of a nocturnal occurrence, he shall go outside the camp, he shall not enter the midst of the camp. When it will be toward evening, he shall immerse himself in the water, and when the sun sets, he may enter the midst of the camp. You shall have a place outside the camp, and there you shall go out outside, you shall have a shovel, and like it seems to be about war.
I think the thing that's confusing me is I thought in the Mishkan, I thought the Machane Levia is more central. Like the Machane Levia is like already like internal thing, and then inside that you've got like the Mishkan. That's what I thought, but maybe I just don't know.
Yeah.
No, I think the Machane Yisrael in the Midbar became Yerushalayim.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So that would make sense then. Then the Machane Levia is hard bias.
Sorry, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. That first map didn't have it?
No.
Wow, it looked like it would, right?
Yeah. I don't see
All right,
it.
fine.
Looks like there's enough maps there that something should
There's a lot.
Yeah, yeah. All right, we don't need to look at it now. But
Old map. Cool. Okay.
that is that back when they thought there was a giant sea serpent on the outside of the Mikdash?
I guess so. Oh yes, yes it is.
Oh, the old Tachash. All right. Okay. Yes.
Whoa, that's cool.
The lion.
Crazy.
Oh, what is up with that?
I don't know. That's so cool.
It's supposed to look like a lion.
Guess so.
That's our Sphinx.
Yeah. Right.
Weird.
Huh.
Okay.
Very cool.
Very well. All right. It looks like a fun book. Maybe I'll ask to borrow it over a Shabbos and then like scout out stuff that we might need later.
Yes.
All right.
you make architecture based on like an animal. It's not supposed to.
Hey, Chaim.
I am late, but
Okay.
not working.
You make architecture based on any like
If it's done,
and you're not
Hold on just a second, Chaim.
exactly. Then like all that like it looks very. It doesn't look very.
It's like a constellation,
It's like-
right?
exactly,
Yeah. Yeah. Chaim, we only got through a couple minutes. We are on Ayin Ches right now. And you were here yesterday.
I was
So
here yesterday.
everyone was here yesterday. So we lost the recording. So that was
Oh, okay.
yeah. Okay. Ayin Tes, Shelo Livnos Avnei Mizbeach Gazis. You should not build the stones of the Mizbeach hewn. Yes. Shnemar v'lo sivne es hen gazis. Thou shalt not build them hewn. Shelo lifsoa al hamizbeach. Not to step on the
How are
mizbeach.
you supposed to do it if not human?
Is that where the little worm guy comes in? I don't know. Let's look it up though.
Okay.
That was Ayin Tes. She's so you cannot build the mizbeach with stones that have been touched by iron. V'hu amru Yisrael lo sibane es hen gazis ki charbacha Hinafta alaha uschalaleha, because your sword you have waved upon it. I don't know hinafta, and desecrated it. V'im bana mehen mizbeach pasul, and if you built a mizbeach from them, then it's pasul. V'lo yakrivu alav, and you shouldn't be makriv on it. Doesn't say. Let's see if this fellow says. That's the thing, though, right? The shamir.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the answer, but like that's what you hear about it. Heard that. And I have never looked into what that is or isn't. It doesn't say. Let's see in Hilchos Beis Bechira, Aleph Atikazis. He does not say how they did it. Yeah, do not know. You know, seen also Ela Binyan Avanim. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay. Next is Shalo Lifsoa. Oh, so it looks like, have we gone to a new section now? Not a totally new section, but we're not talking about people anymore.
Yeah.
People entering. Yeah. Pay is Shalo Lifsoa al Mizbeach, not to step on the Mizbeach. That's literally what it is, right? Onto the Mizbeach, maybe. Shnemar v'lo saleh v'malos al Mizbechi. You shall not ascend on steps on my Mizbeach. So that's.
Oh, not to.
Right, I thought that, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that means not to
Stepping
step.
on.
I thought you meant stand on the Mizbeach.
Right, that would be hard, right? Because the Mizbeach and the Mikdash, they walked around.
Yeah, no, you gotta like hang on the side and like.
Have a little scaffolding system.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I think this is not to. I mean, I thought. See, this surprises me. Okay, well, let me read the Sefer Mitzvos. She's Yonami alos al Mizbeach b'ma'alos. You cannot step on the Mizbeach with steps. Kadei shelo yafsia psia gasa, so that you do not step with a large step. While yelch ekev b'tzad godel, you have to walk heel to toe. As it says, do not ascend on steps. So the pasuk says, what does the pasuk mean when it says so that your nakedness should not be revealed upon it? Also, it's dictating how you walk, right? Because I knew that there's the thing with the ramp,
Yeah.
right? But I guess on the ramp you have to walk in.
Not to like stride.
Yeah. Okay. Next, Pei Aleph. Yeah, shelo lechabos eish hamizbeach, not to extinguish the fire on the mizbeach. Shnemar eish tamid tukad al hamizbeach lo sichbeh. A perpetual fire should be on the mizbeach. You shall not extinguish it.
It's interesting that he says that this is a lo taaseh, but it's not an taaseh.
Did he have an assay or not?
I don't remember. I think so.
Let's check. I also don't think so, but I'm questioning now. All right, let's look at assays. All right, let's look up the word tamid. Yeah, let's see. Is this laroch ish b'mizbech ola tamid ish tukad tamid tukad al mizbech? Yeah, so it wasn't a say. It's number 29. That's early in the list.
Wow.
In the Mikdash maintenance stuff, as we said. Yeah, okay. Next is Shiloh. And I found out, tell me, okay, we encountered this over Sukkot, but I didn't read the halachas, I don't know for sure. I kind of assumed naively that Nisachim were put on the Mizbeach like onto the fire, and then I knew about the thing about pouring it down the chutes on the side, but I didn't realize that we do that so that we don't extinguish the fire, because if you poured it directly on the fire, it would extinguish.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I just never thought about it. Yeah.
Cool.
Shiloh 82.
When you said that you encountered it over Sukkot,
Took a field trip. We were doing Nisach Hamayim, and then we started looking at Nisach Hayayin, and then we encountered that that's like how it goes.
Cool.
Yeah. Shelo lahaktir lahakriv b'mizbach hazahav. I did not know that was lo taaseh. Lahaktir? I thought that's what Davka what it's for. It must mean.
To burn?
Oh wait. Well, then the pasuk shalem lo salu alav ketoras zara. You should not put on it a foreign ketoras. Wait, is this another ignorance moment? Let me look at the Sefer Mitzvos here. So that's shum davar mihakorbanos. That makes sense. Zulas masha avar loke. Zulas masha avar loke. Is it supposed to be zulas masha avad? Aside from being over than he is loke. That's a weird way to say the isser.
It's any other Taurus
Mm-hmm.
or any korban.
Yeah.
It says Losalu alav Taurus zara ve'ola umincha.
Mm-hmm.
The nisech los.
Yeah. Okay.
You shouldn't do. It's for Taurus and only for Taurus.
Yeah. It's just a weird formulation to say for mitzvahs. Sorry, in the Minyan and mitzvah, shlo lahaktir. You would think shlo lahaktir ketor zara, like not stam lahaktir. All right, 83. Shlo lazos b'maskones shemen mishcha, not to make a duplicate of the shemen mishcha. Right, maskones is in the form of or the recipe of. Shnemar uve maskunto losasu in its. Maskones. I want to see how they translate maskones. I think it's a recipe.
I think that is how this is formulated.
It's how what?
That is how the Isser is formed.
Yeah. Yeah. This doesn't even translate it literally. It just says making the oil like the oil of anointment. Yeah.
That's pretty clear.
I feel like there's probably this is one of these los haces that there's like probably one person who like has a very quirky taiva to like do that, but like other than that
collection.
Yeah, I only the best for my anointing oil.
This is duplicated in its formulation.
In its formulation, that's a good word. Yeah. 84 shlo lasuch b'shem hamishcha zar, that you should not anoint with the shem hamishcha a zar. Shnemar al basar adam lo yisach. On the flesh of a person, you shall not anoint. Kamash Malan, Kohanim are not people. It is weird that it says al basar adam, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
who do you anoint with it? You anoint the Kohen Gadol and the Meshuach Milchama.
Yeah, and then the Kali Mithrash.
Yeah.
that's a melach.
And is that a different oil? That's what I was wondering. Or is that the same?
It's a whole discussion of whether you're supposed to anoint him with the Shem and Mishka or not.
Uh-huh.
Like I think they did for David. And then now they did it for Shaul.
Yeah.
Because when he was like becoming king. Then they did it for David, and that like made it like he was the rulership. And then they didn't do it for any other.
Interesting, because the way the Rambam formulates it is he's Yiran milasuk b'shem mishcha she'asa Moshe ela hakohanim hagdolim v'hamalachim. Just kohanim hagdolim and malachim does not say Meshuach. I thought the Meshuach Melchama. I mean, he's definitely anointed. That's what we call him. Meshuach Melchama. I thought it was with this, and it's definitely not. Say again.
Isn't the Mishneh Torah like a quasi going double?
Oh. I don't know much about him. Yeah, he's special
in
Kohen.
terms of like the ranking of I don't know if it's saving people. It's some priority of people.
Yeah.
It's the Kohen Gadol, Kohen Gadol Nun, Kohen Gadol Avar.
Yeah.
The Sgan, and then the Kohen Mishloach Melchama.
Interesting. Yeah. No, not familiar. Chaim, can you? We were talking about this earlier. Can you hear Isaac when he talks?
Faintly, but I hear him well enough that I understand what he's saying.
Okay. Yeah. So we're still figuring out the range of this microphone here.
Yeah. I watched the Zoom recording from yesterday, and like I can kind of hear myself, but I can hear that I was talking, but I couldn't tell what I was saying.
Even yesterday?
When I was watching on 2 times.
Really? Oh, 2 times speed. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I said yesterday's was very clear, and the one before that was semi-clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm listening on 2 times speed, I don't think I would be able to hear Isaac well enough.
Yeah. I could picture that, or not picture that. I could audio image of that. All right. Yeah. Oh, and also just one thing that we point out here is that I think I also was very late to learn this, that the Shemen Mishka was made by Moshe, and there's no other Shemen Mishka.
Right.
Yeah. There was a niche that it was always full.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Always 12 Luke. Cool.
Yeah. Also, Moshe made the Chatzotros, and and they were nignaz with him
Right.
or by him. I don't know with him, but like they were retired from usage. I think when he left, which is odd. Yeah,
Something like made new chutzos.
I guess so. Yeah. Okay. Yet another thing to add to the weird things about the mitzvah of chatzos list. 85. Shlo lasos b'maskonis haktoris, not to make a duplicate of the ketores. Shnemar uv'maskun ta losas lochem. Don't make it duplicate. That's a different pasuk than the one before, right? That was maskun to before.
Yeah.
86. Shlo lahoti bade aharon, not to remove the removable aron staves, right? Lo yasuru mimeno. As it says, they shall not be removed from it.
Wait, hold on. Before we do that, what is that a different? Oh, okay. Sorry. Never mind.
It's weird that it has removed.
Yeah, I definitely wrote an article about that,
Okay.
about why it's removable and it's usher to remove it.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I said, but it's there.
Maybe because like they're meant for like.
Yeah, I can send it if I remember. 87. Shlo yizach hachoshen me'al ha'ephod. It's a weird verb, yizach. That it shouldn't. It also, that's a movement word, right? Deviate. I don't know how to say it. Shlo adjust.
What is this answer? I don't know what that word means.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it. 87. Yeah, removal. Yeah. We're forbidden to remove the breastplate from the ephod. Let me look at the Concordantia dictionary. So let's see. This is in 2828 in Shemos. And clicking on Shelo Yizach. Oh wait, V'lo Yizach HaChoshen Me'al ephod. So the Concordantia definition says to remove or displace from the Arabic. I can't read Arabic. To push, thrust away, or compared to the Aramaic zuach, to move or move away. And it looks like this word is not used much. Looks like it's used only in two psukim. One of them is about the ephod and the other is about the ephod. Sorry, the choshen, yeah. Very strange. And yep, only used twice in the entire Tanakh. That's why we don't know it. So I guess I must, the shorish is zayin ches ches. Yeah. All right, that's why we don't know it. And I guess I only know it from like translating those two psukim.
Yeah. Well, it's used twice for the same thing, like both in both of those locations.
Yeah, the choshen. Yeah.
It's used.
Yeah, this is like a good Gershom or Eliezer name. Like if you're on the run and you name your kid Zach, but you name it like Zach, like with this, All right. Anyway, Peches shlo yikara hami'il shnemar kfi sachra yehi lo yikarea. So I know I've read that pasuk before, just in Shnai Mikra, but I don't think I've ever thought about it, that the mi'il should not be torn. But I forgot what kfi sachra yehi lo is. So let's read it here. So tearing the edge of the high priest's robe. And it says, it shall have a binding woven. It shall, as it were the whole of a coat of mail, that it shall not be rent. Kefi sachra yehi elo. I did not know that. I don't know. What does the article say?
It shall be for it like the opening of a coat of mail.
Oh, okay. I guess that's what it means then. I don't feel bad for not knowing the word sachra. I just don't feel like we don't see that.
Chainmail.
So many election calls breaking through my spam filter. All right.
You get election calls?
I'm assuming that they're election calls, like fundraising stuff, because they've been picking up lately.
I haven't gotten a single one. I feel disappointed.
We can trade phones if you want. Pay test shlo lahalos kodshim b'chutz. Okay, that feels different.
That's a new category, right?
Yeah. It feels like we were talking about
structure of Mishneh.
Yeah.
And then we moved into Hoshen.
Yeah, but I feel like even the Hoshen's part of this.
Yeah, it's kind of like a clay-based mikdash.
But I feel like the way we were talking about them is like not deviating from the uniqueness of these mikdash paraphernalia, like not replicating stuff, not using things that are supposed to be used only for these people for others, not being bringing contraband onto the mizbeach, not
like maintaining
Oh,
the objects of the metaltalin of the
yeah, that's good about it. Yeah,
I guess this is maintaining the uniqueness of the base mikdash
function.
function.
Yeah, right.
Position to function.
Yeah, and so by the way, this is one also that I think I did not know was two separate lavim. Shelo lahalos kachim b'chutz, shnemar hishamar lecha pentala olosacha, and then shelo lishchat kachim b'chutz, shnemar asher yishchat shor el chesev ol moed lo yahivio v'nichras. So it's two. It's the shchita and the hakrava.
What's the hakrava?
The hakrava is being put on the mizbeach or a mizbeach. So like on a bama. 91 shelo lahakdish bali mumin la mizbeach, not to sanctify blemished animals from the mizbeach. Shnemar kol asher bo mum lo sikrivu, anything that has a blemish you should not offer. So do we? Oh, sorry. Zehu isur hekdesho.
Why did you say that?
Yeah, I don't know. What does it even mean? This is the isur of its hekdesh, meaning that.
It doesn't make it hekdesh. Because this is a ball.
Oh, okay.
You can't say this is hekdesh.
Right. So it's not even. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. But no.
It's not premium.
I didn't hear that.
He's saying that it's the isur to make it hekdesh. Meaning it's not just like being makriv or something, it's even to like designate it as hekdesh or as a korban, I mean.
Yeah, there's a question of whether it's an answer if you
I read in that halacha, so then it was pretty obvious and it meant specifically hekdesh, that's why I asked.
Okay.
The next one is you can't be makriv.
Yeah. Or you can't shecht it, right?
Right.
Well, lishchot bali mumin l'shem korban shnemar lo sakrivu ela l'Hashem. Yeah. As it says, don't be makriv these to Hashem. Yeah, it's funny that it does say lahakriv even though it says lishchot. Yeah. I guess lishchot l'Hashem.
So there's a question of whether it's an answer to the malfish or balmum to bedekabayas. You said this should be hekdesh bedekabayas.
Okay, so Isaac says there's a question whether there's an issue to be makdish to bedekabayas. Okay, for the previous one for 91. I'll be your maturgam, your turgam on Isaac, since you're too far away. Okay, where are we at now? 93, right? Yeah, shlo. Oh, that would be a solution. It's not like you're the body arm that can't be moved. Shlo lizrok dam bali mumin lagavi mizbeach, not to sprinkle the blood of bali mumin on the mizbeach. That's also weird. It's just weird how many Isurim there are for Bali Mumin, you know?
Like each.
Also, we have to say it again, but that Isur is Rikasno, or Rikas.
Sorry, say that one more time, Chaim?
He said that line again, but that Isur is Rikas.
Yeah, to sprinkle the blood of the Bali Mumin on the Mizbeach. Bevali Mumin, lo sakrivu Lashem. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, it uses the same Lashon. Zehu Isur Zrikas Damo. Yeah, he's just making it very clear that there's like, it's funny, the one before this didn't say Zehu Isur Shlita, so I guess that part was Pashut. Right, but the being makdish it, shechting it, and being zorik the dam. And Shalol Lahaktir Emure Bali Mumin, not to burn the, I always forget the translation, innards, what?
Oh.
Or sorry, Emurim is the portions, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Emurim. Yeah, sacrificial portions is how they say it. Burning the sacrificial portions. Oh, sorry, no. Yeah. Burning the sacrificial portions of the blemished beast upon the altar. Shnemar v'ishe lo sitenu mehem al hamizbeach. You should not make place a fire of them onto the mizbeach. 95 shalol hakriv bal mum over. Now we know what that means, right? To not be makriv something that has a temporary mum. Shnemar lo sisbach la Hashem lekacha shor v'aseh asher yihi bo mum. Zem mum over. You should not slaughter to Hashem your God an ox or a sheep that has in it a mum, and this is a temporary mum.
It's interesting that we don't just say mum over is a type of mum. And then,
it gets its own answer.
Yeah.
96 shlo lahakriv bal mum miyad goyim. Goyim, yeah, that got people into trouble, right? Not to be makriv a bal mum from the goyim. Shnemar miyad ben echar lo sakrivu, from the hand of a son of a foreign god.
When is that often? What's the issue?
Say again?
What's the issue?
Isser is to accept or to facilitate the hakrava of a balmum from a goy. Yeah, here's a trivia question. What's the only type of korban that a goy can bring?
Slum.
No.
Not a problem.
Ola.
Ola, yeah. Yeah, not a balmum. But yeah, so see, we
Why is there
accept,
a separate halacha for non-mum yada kayu, but not
that
a
I
halacha
can
for non-mum?
yeah, that I can understand. The temporary blood I don't understand, but I would think that it's because there's a different like pressure or emotion of like, when Caesar sends a tribute to the Mikdash and says, be makdish this and be makriv this and you don't do it, like that's getting into political trouble. And so like singling that out I can see how it's a category.
All right.
Or you can argue, the other thing is you can argue is like you could say that they have a different set of halachos for their korbanos, like I don't think we'd say all of our korbanos halachos apply to them, like I've never heard a thing, because I think it's impossible, like, in other words, like this, if a goy brings a korban on his bama, first of all, he could use a bama, right? I don't think it's for goyim to bring korbanos v'chutz, otherwise I'm going to be overly either, because every year when I teach Vayikra, I would say that we should teach the janitors. We have these janitors that are always like, popping in and like making anti-jokes and stuff. And like, we should be makriv an ola, have them be makriv an ola outside in the playground, teach about halachos, because I think they can do that. But like, there's no isser of them to do it when they're state of tumah, because they can't be tameh, so.
I feel like there would be a certain trauma of there being a korban in the playground. It's like
yes, that's true. It's a little grim.
Yeah.
But I guess so now that kind of flips the question on its head. Well, not on its head. That's really the havmina, right? Maybe that's the more halacha havmina, is that they're not bound by all these halachos, but this is one that we will, when we're being makri from them, then like we have to keep something like that.
Yeah. I don't think they have an issue of people.
No.
That makes sense.
Yeah. 97. Shlolitin mum bakachim, not to make a mum in kachim. Shnemar kol mum lo yihye bo. No, any mum should not be in it. It's funny how that's not a mum over, right? Because the yihebo, I guess yihebo mum is the lashon.
There shall not be in it in like the future tense. But
Yeah,
Is that similar? I remember the first time we had Momo Bear.
that was for someone being entering in, right, or being oved.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was similar, like pasuk. Like
Yeah. Klomer al titain bo mum. You shall not make a mum in it. 98. Shlol hakriv seor o dvash. Not to be makriv leaven or honey. Shnemar. Yeah.
I knew it was an issue to put honey in. You have nothing but dvash salah.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a separate issue.
Yeah, it's weird that both of them are one isser.
Yeah.
Shnemar ki chol seor v'chol dvash lo saktiru. You should not make any leaven or honey go up in smoke. Yeah, this is the one that's that's what the Rambam holds, that the whole setup of the Shtei Lechem on Shavuos is to make you like be astonished that there should be any korban that involves leavened bread.
What's the point of being astonished?
To ask what the reason is for the mitzvah.
What's the reason for this mitzvah?
The reason for this mitzvah, he says, has to do with the Torah regimen. That the Torah regimen is, there's two types of regimens. There's regimens that are natural and regimens that are artificial. And that the regimens that are natural take something that already exists and then brings it to perfection. And regimens that are artificial make something like that wouldn't have naturally become that thing. So let's say like maybe that's a bad way to say it here, but like, let's say for example, when you take a tree and you chop it down and you build the wood into a house, that's like an artificial thing. But when you are a farmer and you take stuff and you help it grow better, then that's a natural thing, Mm-hmm. So he says that Torah is, and he includes bread making in that because he views bread making as like the final like bringing to fruition of the crops, Yeah. So he says that the Torah, you can perfect yourself without Torah. It's just that the Torah does it more efficiently and more completely.
Right.
So since Shavuos is about Shtei, is about Matan Torah, then then you reflect on the fact that without Torah we're like chametz, and then on the day of Matan Torah we bring a full bread, and so chametz bread is perfected bread, and so like that we represent that on Shavuos with the korban. I just have that Devar Torah in my back pocket to counter anyone who says that chametz is Yetzer Hara, because it's a good one to the contrary.
Yeah, wait. If it's perfected bread, why do we not bring it on this?
Yeah, that's a good question. Should I look at what the Rambam says
Sure.
on this, because we're right on all Torah.
Right there.
Yeah, it is. I can't help it.
If it's long, maybe we should bookmark it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. We're just doing our third Torah Shvixav now. Wait, did I click on the wrong thing? This is he doesn't say here. As maybe he does it elsewhere. All right, we'll flag it. It's a good question in general. Wait, what number is this? 98. Okay, so let me flip to 98.
Essentially, also these two are combined into one, is there?
Yeah. I mean, that leads me to believe, if I had to totally just out of the blue guess, I'd say something the Obadiah Vodazara did, I don't know.
Yeah. But it's funny.
Yeah, I think maybe honey's.
Hold on.
I've heard this, like, this is korbanos would be sweet for the.
Yeah, like you're feeding the gods or something like that. Yeah. It's interesting where we draw the line, though, because we do bring the Sachim, which is like a elevated thing. We don't just, it's a fine line between like not being makriv just your worst stuff, but then also not going overboard to feel like you're feeding
Right.
God.
Well, I guess you want to show that you're giving up of your stuff.
Yeah.
You don't want to say that you're giving it to.
Yeah.
Like that he's getting it.
Right.
So you don't want it to taste good.
Yeah, that'd be going too far. Yeah, because the honey is not something that is like your of your stuff. That's like a what's the word?
Is it sweet?
Yeah, sweetener. Yeah, what's the word I'm looking for? A condiment. Yeah, sour though I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really food. You don't really eat so.
No, but isn't though? I think the manifestation of the Isser. This is why we bring matzos for everything. Yeah, I don't know. So in other words, it shows up in a different form, in the positive form of the fact that we davka bring like lechem matzah. Okay. 99 shelo lahakriv tafel. Is that salt? Yeah, not to be makriv salt. No, that's the opposite, right? Wait, is it? I see. Here's more busha. All right.
Yes.
Without salt. Tavos without salt. Yeah, I knew it had to do with salt. He's around me a hakri koran b'mibli melach. Well, there goes our honey theory, right? Because you're salting it, so it's not bland.
No, but maybe like without salt, it's just not food. It's like,
yeah, I don't know whether salt is necessarily just for flavor. Like salt has a lot of properties.
Yeah.
It can be like salt's a preservative, salt's a.
Let me read this every mitzvah and see if you change your mind. So he's around milahak korban mibli melach v'hu amri shala lo sashbis melach b'risol kacha she'achar shehizkir mihashbis melach tagia she'eno mutar lahakriv hatafel. So once it prohibited us from ceasing the salt, that would bring us. Sorry, tagia she'eno mutar lahakriv hatafel. So then you realize that it's not mutar to bring something unsalted. She'ein ta'am lo. That it has no tam. Mishagri v'tafel she'ein tam lo, kolomar korban o mincha chayav malchus. But if you bring a korban or a mincha without taste, meaning without salt, then you get malchus.
Okay.
So it does seem like it's referring to the taste quality of salt. I mean, I agree with you that salt has other functions, but
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Now I second your question.
okay. So we'll flag this one too.
Yeah. Also, like it seems like it's referring to some kind of bris.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Also, like all the brises that God makes,
Right.
Noach and Adam, Avraham, and Bnei Israel, and then the salt
Right.
one.
Where's that?
Yeah.
I don't know what bris is.
Yeah, that's strange. All right, so that definitely bears looking into. All right, next. Oh, we're on 100. Shelo lahakri esnan umechir. Here's another weird one, right? Not to bring the wages of a the wages of a harlot or the price of a dog.
Yeah, I don't know about this one because it came up in the
Yeah.
I
The pasuk. It just strikes you as weird in the list of mitzvahs. Lo savi esnan zona umechir kelev. You should not bring the hire of a prostitute or the price of a dog. Let me just see how they translate it here. I think that's the translation. Yeah, offering on the altar the hire of a harlot or the price of a dog. Exactly that. Let's look at the Sefer Mitzvos. So if I had to guess,
This is the first instance of money laundering.
I guess, yeah, but yeah, I think it does have to do with whether you get the money from them. So let's see. Hishiram Yahakriv Esnan Zona Mechir Kelev V'hu Amro Lo Savi Esnan Zona Mechir Kelev Beis El Hashem V'kvar Hisbaro Mitzvos Mitruma Umishi Hakriv Shum Davar.
I don't know if it's you get the money from it or you get the animal as the payment.
Yeah, I don't know either. Let me just look at this here again. He didn't say, so I need to look in the Yisurim Mizbeach. So this is in Ram Hills Yisurim Mizbeach. He didn't say what halacha, so I have to look at what the halacha this is. Oh yeah, Kol Sheish Bo Shem Lavod Zara Lo Ye'ase Limelechas HaKodesh Alpha Pishu Mutter Bahana. So anything that has a name for avodah zara, there should be no melechas hakodesh done with it, even though it's mutter b'hana'a. Ezehu, what is this referred to? Esnan ha'omer lazona, helich davar zeh b'scharech. Okay, so
take this thing as your payment.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the avodah zara?
And that's why I'm not getting the connection to avodah zara. And he goes, Echad zona kusis o shivcha o Yisraelis shehi erva alav o mechayav elavin. Okay, yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
Is the payment for the Isser?
I'm gonna go to Chabad.org. Get this. Make sure I get this. Translate this right. Okay, so this was in Mishneh Torah. I think this is in Sefer Voda, because presumably this is for all Korbanos Tzibur. Sefer Voda, Isurim Mizbeach, and this is going to be Perek Daled, and it says dog. Okay, yeah. Okay, here we go. Oh, wow, these are weird halachos. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, anything that is connected with the name of a false deity should not be employed in the service of the sanctuary, even though it is permitted to benefit from it. What is meant by a present given to a harlot? When one tells a harlot, this entity is given to you as your wages. Okay. Oops, I have to click going down. Hold on to the footnotes. In exchange, okay, fine. Yes, that's a payment. This applies to a Gentile harlot, a maidservant, or a Jewish woman who is forbidden to a man as an erva or negative command. If, however, the woman was unmarried, okay, blah, blah, blah. Hold on. Are you sure it doesn't mean that you can't spend that for Korbanos?
You might also do that.
I'm trying to find where he describes the Ma'aseh Isser here. No, I mean, it does sound like he's consecrating it. He's being makdish it. If she took kadma v'hikdishatu kodem shiavola. Yeah. Let me look at the dog one. Only the actual physical substance of the article given is forbidden as the present of a harlot or the exchange for a dog. Therefore, these prohibitions apply only to articles that are in the essence fit to be sacrificed on the altar. Yeah, for example, a kosher animal, turtle doves, small doves, wine, oil, and fine flour. If you gave her money and she bought a sacrifice, it is acceptable. Okay, so I was exactly wrong. Yeah, so specifically these things. Yeah, okay. And then what's meant? I still haven't gotten that. I don't know. Yeah. What is meant by the exchange for a dog? A person tells a colleague, take this lamb in exchange for this dog. Similarly, if you exchange a dog for several animals or fowl, they are all forbidden as sacrifices for the altar. And it goes into if they had partnership in the dog, and when it change, yeah,
it seems like
oddly specific isser.
Yeah,
and yeah, and the avodah zarah thing is still unanswered. I mean, I know that there are some
like I feel like any kosher animal is going to be more expensive than a dog.
Yeah,
I would think.
Maybe it's a really good dog. Maybe it's a trained dog, like one of these FBI dogs.
Oh yeah,
or the medical assistant dogs.
Well,
yeah,
I think the dogs it's talking about here is like guard dogs, like really vicious, like brutal.
That could be.
Dogs.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know canine. I was gonna say canine anthropology. There's got to be a combo word of that. Canine anthropology. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna flag that one. Oh, I did already. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 101. Oh, it's appropriate. 101 Dalmatians. Shalo lishchot osov espino. I feel like this is a new category, right? Oh no, this is sorry. This is related to Mikdash, and it's I mean, it's not inherently related to Mikdash, but it can be classified as such. Not to shech it and its young on the same day. Shnemar osov espino lo sishchotu b'yom echad. It and its young you should not slaughter on the same day.
I feel like there's going to be. I feel like there's other isurim of shechting that it should be.
Yeah, that's in Mishneh Torah. It's in Hilchos Shchita. That's why I thought it was a new section, like when he talks about Shluch HaKan and stuff. 102 Shlo litain zayis b'minchas chote. Never heard of this one even. You shouldn't place I assume olive oil in the mincha of a chote.
Yeah, but it really says zayis, not shemen.
Yeah.
Zayis.
Shnemar, yeah, lo yasim aleha shemen. Even the pasuk says shemen. It doesn't. Dafka doesn't say zayis. Yeah. 103 shelo litain aleha lavona, and not to put frankincense on it. Shnemar lo yitain aleha lavona. Yeah.
I just did not know these usurim.
Yeah. This is by Sota? It's stated, I think, right?
No, this is by chote. So
No,
no,
but
the next one.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
there's a separate. Okay, so I'm not. It's not a futile, false association. Just
well, for the sota, it's your yitzok. For the chote, it's yasin.
Okay, hold on. Let's read it. 103. Shlo litain alaha lavona. Shnemar v'lo yitain alaha lavona. And 104. Shlo yitain zayis b'minchas sota. Shnemar lo yitzok alaha shemen. Yeah, and he reversed the order, right? Oh no, wait.
And then shlo yitain alaha lavona. Shnemar lo yitain alaha lavona.
Wait, hold on. I'm looking at something on first. With the chote, he said zayis and then lavona. Oh, it is the same order. You're right. Yeah.
102 and 103, and 104, 105.
Yeah. Shlo litain ala lavona. Shnemar lo yitain ala lavona. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a different verb.
Yeah, yitzok.
Yeah, I don't know what the difference is.
Yeah. 106.
What's the minchas soda? Like after she died?
No. I think it's the one that she brings as part of her soda procedure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like it's the mincha of barley. Because like she was like an animal, and so like we give her animal, we not give her, but she brings animal food. Yeah. 106 shelo lahamir, shelo lo yachlif lo yamir also. Yeah. Is there a more refined way to say this than to exchange?
I think exchange is
Okay.
more is I think the most accurate. Actually.
Okay. 107 shlo lashanos es hakodshim mikorban lekorban. Not to what do you say?
Just to clarify, that is tumor.
Yeah.
Wait, how is kuf zayin different than tumor?
So kuf
zayin is tumor?
No, kuf vav is tumor.
Yeah.
Lahamir.
So how kuf zayin sounds the same?
Right. So that's kind of why I was asking the linguistic question.
Okay.
So this would be to is this changing the designation?
I have no idea.
Tumura is what? Is when you have the animal that was going to be a korban and then you
say this one should be in place of that one.
Right. So I'm thinking Lashanos is when you take an animal that was going to be for this type of korban and you use it for another one. Let me see if that's true. So 106, he says, changing a beast that has been consecrated as an offering. By this prohibition, we are forbidden to change a beast that has been consecrated as an offering for one that has not. This is called substitution. The prohibition contained in his words, he should not alter it nor change it. Okay, then the next one is the changing one holy offering for another. By this prohibition, we are forbidden to change one kind of holy offering for another, as for instance, to change a peace offering into a guilt offering or a guilt offering into a peace offering. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay. Shene'emar b'bechor, as it says about the firstborn, lo yakdish ish oso. Person should not, no man should be makdish it. Klomar lo yakdishenu lekorban acher. You shouldn't sanctify it as another korban. Yeah. 108 shlo liftos bechor behema tahora. Not to redeem a firstborn behema tahora. Shneimar ach bechor shor lo sifte. But the firstborn ox you shall not redeem. 109 shlo limkor ma'asar behema. Not to sell Masar Behema. Shnemar Lo Yigael. You should not redeem it. 110. Shlo Limkor Sedeh HaCherem. Not to exchange. Oh, sorry, not to sell. What's the Sedeh HaCherem?
I think it's a field that you make cherem.
Devoted property is how they say it.
Yeah.
Devoted.
I mean,
Yeah.
like which either is to the kohen or to the business.
Shnemar Kol Cherem Lo Yimacher. Any Cherem you should not sell. 111. Shlo Liftos Sedeh HaCherem. Not to redeem a Sedeh HaCherem. Shnemar Lo Yigael. 112. Shlo Yavdil B'chad HaSa'of. See, this is another one where like I read it and I just don't think about it when I'm doing Steinbecker. Shnemar Umalak Ezrosho Mimul or Po V'lo Yavdil. He should Malika puncture with his fingernail it, split maybe.
Fingernail its neck.
Yeah, its head opposite the neck, but not separate it. Meaning you shouldn't completely decapitate it, I guess.
I thought this is that. That is that when you are being mocked of it, you don't separate like different things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This says it's the prohibition is severing the head of the bird of a sin offering during Malika.
Oh.
So I think it's when you're shechting it, you just can't go. You can't be too zealous.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. This is something that I thought about. I think about it. Actually, think about it every time.
You hold mango. Oh.
No, every time I read it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right.
I'm not letting you hold it.
Yeah. Whoops. All right. 113. Shlo lavod bakachim. Lavod bakachim. Shnemar lo savod bivuchor
You
shoracha.
can't work the cut.
Oh, okay. Not lavod. Like make dress it up in the big day kahuna and make it be ovid in the mikdash. Right. Like okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. 114, people do all sorts of crazy things with their pets. 114, shlo ligzos as a kachim, not to shear the kachim. Shnemar v'lo sagos b'chor tzanacha, don't shear the firstborn of your flock. 115, shlo yishchat hapesach v'hachametz kayam, not to shech the pesach while you still own chametz. Shnemar lo sishchat al chametz dam v'zivchi, do not shecht over chametz the blood of my sacrifice. 116, shlo lahaniach imure hapesach. So now we're into particular korbanos, right? Everything up until now has been general mikdash processing things. Now we're going to the specifics. So it looks like not to leave the sacrificial portions of the Pesach until they get puzzled by leaving them overnight. Don't leave over the fat of my festive offering until morning. 117, not to leave. No, that's nosar, right? Not to leave the meat of the Pesach over. What is the difference between lina and nosar? Do we know?
Or maybe. Oh, I think Imor Pesach is the korban part of it.
Oh, okay, right. And then the other part is the meat that you can eat, right?
Yeah.
Let me read it just to be sure.
Like Imor.
Yeah, that is the imurim. Yeah, he's imurim shel pesach shlo yakrivu ad shipaslu belina. Right. So you should be makriv it, but you don't, and you leave it overnight.
Yeah.
And then the next one.
Yeah, I feel like I should realize because of pastel belina.
Yes.
I think it's not that's not the term that's used for nosar.
Shizra mi hosir shum davar mi basar pesach lamachrosa klomer yom tzayin. Hu amru lo sasir mimeno. Yeah. Okay. Then 117 shlo. Oh, I said that already. 118 shlo lehosir mechagigas arba asar liyam shlishi. So not to leave over from the chagiga of the 14th until the third day. Shnemar lo yalin min habasar. You should not let it go overnight. So we learn from Torah Peh, that's talking about the meat of the chagigas arba asar shenemar laboker labakro shaliyom sheni shel Pesach on the morning of the second day of Pesach, shlishi l'shchita, which is the third day from shchita, right? Because you shecht on the 14th, and then the second day of Pesach is a day. Well, you pass a day and then another day, so it's on the third calendar date from shchita.
So the second morning of Pesach.
So the 16th of Nisan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the first, like if you had like Yom Tov Sheni, it would be the second day of Yom Tov Sheni.
Yeah.
Okay.
120. Shlo lahosir mibsar hatoda adaboker. Never thought about this in my life. Not to leave over the basar of hatoda until the morning. Shnemar lo sosir mimen adboker. V'huadin L'shar kachim she'en manichan osan la'achar zman achilasan. Oh, so that's the extent to all other kachim, not to leave them over after the time of eating. So I guess I just never thought. I mean, I knew that was a concept by kachim. I didn't know that it was like from the Toda extended to these other things. More Pesach stuff. So I guess there was an intervention in between, right?
Yeah, because it was no sar, so it's going to do.
Yeah, the other no-star ones.
Mhm.
121 shlo lishbor etzem b'pesach, not to break a bone in the pesach. Shnemar etzem lo yishbor bo, don't break a bone in it. 122 shlo lishbor etzem b'pesach sheni, not to break a bone in the pesach sheni. Shnemar etzem lo yishbor bo, should not break a bone in it. 123 shlo hoti mi b'sar pesach ad chavurah min chavurah, not to bring the best of the pesach out of your group. Shnemar lo sotzi min habayis, you shall not take out of the house. 124. Oh, by the way, this is a pet peeve. Unless you find someone who grammatically can argue for this, when people say you want to learn a chavurah or a chavurah, I'm pretty sure that chavurah means bruise and chavurah means a group. And I only know this because I think the diktuk people who were in yeshiva when I was there were very happy to say chavurah. We're not going to make a chavurah. I don't want that. Like, it's illegal. It's assault. Yeah.
I think the bigger objection will be that it's an isser.
Yes.
Not that it's illegal.
Yeah. 124. Shlo lasos shiare menachos chametz. Shnemar lo se'afe chametz chalkan. Okay, this is, I don't know what this means at all.
Oh, so menachos, you take flour and oil.
Yeah.
So I guess you can't take the leftover flour. I don't know where you're getting leftover flour. But like maybe you say maybe have a certain amount of flour and extra that's more than what you.
I see. Let's see if you're right.
Yeah.
Baking the residue. That's an interesting translation of shiare. The residue of a meal offering with leaven. By this prohibition, we are forbidden to bake the residue of a meal offering with leaven. It is contained in the words, "It shall not be baked with leaven. I've given it as their portion of my fire offerings made by fire," which are equivalent to saying that their portion, that is the portion of the priest, which is the residue of meal offerings, shall not be baked with leaven. Whoever bakes it is liable to whipping. As the Mishnah clearly says, one is liable for the baking. Yeah, unclear what the case is in terms of like where you would have this naturally. 125, Shlolecha basar pesach na mavushal. You should not eat the meat of the pesach raw, right? That's na. And mavushal is cooked, meaning not roasted. Shnemar al tochlim min na ubashal mavushal. You should not eat from it raw and then and cooked. So this is an example, by the way, of I mentioned to you when we did the first part. I forgot if it was in this year or in the Rambam Bekius about how he agrees with the Rambam's principles, but not with his count. So he says by the Rambam's principles, this should count as 2 losas, I think. But I don't know why. All right, let's stop here, even though we're not. This is 2:45, but we got a couple more Pesach ones to go. Yeah. All right.
Wait, and the Dvash and the Dvash one with the.
Oh, that might be another
Dvash is
example.
Yeah.
That might be another example. I'll have to see. All righty.
Cool.
Good. See ya.